There is no college or university that teaches you real life experience. 3 or 4 million quid. My name is worth money. I felt something in that mosque that I've never felt anywhere.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Bluetick Show. Opposite me today, we've got multi-billionaire's son, Alfie Best Jr.
Thank you for having me. I'm blown away by your restaurant.
Thank
Honestly,
you very much.
One of the best I've seen, and that goes for across the world. I'm very impressed. You've done a good job here.
Thank you very much. You did have a little tour walking around here.
Yeah, I did.
But listen, as much as I've done well getting a restaurant, I think you've done a little bit better, and I've got to be honest, credit where credit's due.
I do try, brother. I do try.
So listen, the main reason I got you on here, well, I want to discuss your changeover, your revert back to Islam, of course, but I want to throw it all the way back to business, because at the end of the day, you're known for being a successful businessman. Your dad's a billionaire. He's smashed the gypsy industry. He's put it into a different limelight. So talk to us. How did it all begin?
How did it all begin? Well, listen, obviously in my family, business is that's like,
that's the religion.
It is like, you know, my dad, everything revolves around money, and a lot of people can look up and say that, you know, money's not everything, but it has a lot to do with everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's not really a lot you can say. You can say love's free, yeah, it is, but at the same time, it still costs money, doesn't it? To have a girlfriend or have a spouse, it costs money, doesn't it? To go nice places, to put a smile on their face, it definitely costs money.
Depends who the girl is.
You know?
Depends who the bird is.
Well, 75% for sure.
99.9%.
Yeah, you know it.
But listen, at the end of the day, you have got money. Yeah, and you've got plenty of it. So how did you start that journey? Because there's a lot of people out there who, listen, I've watched your previous podcast. There's a lot of people who 100% turn around and go, daddy's money, he ain't worked for it. Listen, I get it too. Yeah, he ain't worked for it. He's done fuck all. His dad's just giving it to him all. And I know that's not true with your situation. I've watched your podcast. You're very open about it. And what still gave you that hunger? Because your dad's worth chunks, let's be honest, yeah? And many people, I'm not sure if you've got brothers or sisters, but many people take a back foot when they're like that. They say, you know what, fuck it, my dad's got it, I haven't got to work. But you're out there every day. Even just now we spoke and you said, I can't wait to get back to work. You're hungry. How have you still got that hunger inside of you? What's going on, guys? If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you scroll down. We're now live on Spotify, so you can watch us while you're driving, listen to us while you're in the gym. Pretty much just listen to us anywhere. And make sure you give us a 5-star review on Spotify. Thank you.
Truthfully, I don't give it. I don't give it. If I don't go to work and I don't earn it, I don't get to live good. And do you know what? It's harder for me again because I'm expected to be at the best places. Yeah. I'm expected to wear the nice clothes. And if I don't go out there and go and earn it,
then you're not going to have it.
It's not there, you know. And that's why if I don't do it. And the thing is, I have took full advantage of my dad's lifelong contacts. You know, listen, again, I'm still his son and he's a hard man, but he can only be so hard, you know. He's got a lot of contacts. He's got 50 years worth of contacts. Well, let's say 40, you know, from 10. Yeah. He was very sharp when he was a kid. And, you know, I've put them to good use, you know.
And in your eyes, like, the one thing I've always wanted to, like, I like talking to people who's got very wealthy family. Is it hard in some sense? Do you always feel like you're living in his shadow? Like, do you want to break out of that? Because no matter what I do in life, I'm always Ali Melin's son. Even if I go and open up the most successful restaurant, billion-pound business, if I become richest man in the world, people still turn around and go, he's Ali Melin's son. And that is what makes me hungry to do better in life. Is that the same with your situation? Do you hate the situation you're in some sense like that? Or do you love it? Do you like being in that situation?
It has its ups and downs, doesn't it? Of course it does, you know. Because listen, you take that out in consideration. So I was the Lone Ranger that had nothing. I wouldn't have the contacts and I wouldn't have the reputation and the name, which, like I say, it does help.
Yeah, of course.
You know, there's no good saying it doesn't. But no, I'm privileged. You know, I've always got a roof over my head.
Yep.
You know, I appreciate everything that I have got and anything that I can put to good use. I do try my very best, and that's why I'd say I'm successful. I see the opportunities in things.
And I watched your previous podcast with James English, and you spoke about having a nightclub at 16 years old. Like, that's mental. Like, genuinely, credit where credit is due. There ain't no 16-year-olds doing that now.
No.
None. I don't. Well, none that I know anyway.
I wouldn't recommend it either, I'll be honest.
Talk to us about that journey, because even when you walked in here, you was like, "Listen, I'd never get back in that trade."
No, it's not for me. It's not for
But
me.
how did you acquire a restaurant, a nightclub
club
at 16 years old?
I'll tell you how it come about. This is the whole true story, right? I'll tell you from the beginning. What happened was, to cut a long story short, went to school, obviously, come out. I used to sell sweets in school. Always had a business mind. Always.
Yeah.
Right? Because in school, again, see the opportunity. I actually see somebody else doing it.
And you fucking
And then
do
I
better.
thought, right, what a good idea. You know, but what I'd done, I took it to the next step. They was buying their sweets from the sweet shop, the local sweet shop. I found out where the cash and carry was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I took it to the next level. Like, I thought, they're selling, they're going to sell regardless, you know.
I just need to make more
You
profit.
know, exactly. Listen, not more profit. I need to undercut them. Rather take less and sell more.
Yeah.
You know.
So you've done that, and then what happened?
So then
Take me through the journey. I want to know the whole journey.
I come out of school because, again, school teaches you only so much.
Did you finish school?
No, I come out of school when I was 12.
At 12 years old.
At 12 years old. And let me say, I was getting 50 or 60 or 100 quid a day sometimes, you know, just by selling sweets. Please believe me, it's easy
I
to
believe
do.
that. It's
you know?
mental. Kids in my school were doing it.
It was a good job if you was in school, you know. It wasn't a bad thing. Coke cans, Lucasade Sports, you know, if you got
Cookies? You must have done cookies.
Nah, I never done cookies. My mum was never really a cooker, do you know what I mean? If she did, I'd have her in the kitchen cooking them cookies. Don't worry about that. But nah, I never ever did. It was always stuff you could get from a cash and carry. Wham bars, refreshers, drinks. My locker was full with cans of Coke. I didn't have one book in there. Everything was in my bag. I did once, I got caught with a bag. It was actually someone that grasped me up, you know. But that's the way of the world. Listen, a nice, easy lesson, you know.
100%. I agree
early,
to that.
you know. But yeah, no, I had a bag of refreshers. I was doing 100 a day, you know.
Big money
Literally.
at 12 years old. Like, even making £20 a day at 12 years old is good money. It's good money, because what you got to buy at 12? Do you know what I mean? You got no expenses.
For me, that was the years of saving.
Yeah.
You know, that was the years of saving for me, because like you say, that my costs of living was zero. So then I come out of school, and then I bought a van.
Mm-hmm. At what age?
Would have been 13 or 14. Bought a van, got a driver, and I used to go around to industrial estates, restaurants, and I learned, because I used to go into the likes of McDonald's and places like that, and then I was learning, obviously, they're not, you go to someone and the manager, he's not the man to say, yes, I can buy a floor mat, yes, I can buy, and anyway, they buy it. They're set up, you know.
They bulk buy it.
But you know, to a privately owned restaurant, you could go in there, and a lot of people used to look at me and think, we'll help him out, you know. My God, like young kids come on the door, you know, trying. And cold calling is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. As a matter of fact, it learnt me so much, because the rejection, it was embarrassing when I started. You know, to walk out with me towel and let me tell you, a lot of people, didn't matter how old you was. You know, it didn't matter how old you was. They would tell you point blank no. As a matter of fact, they used to, in a sense, abuse their power and tell you how bad they didn't want it. Do you know what I mean? No is good enough. You know, I don't want to know, not to never come back again, and all this crack. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
even if you're providing it at a cheaper price, they don't give a shit.
They did not care. They did not care. So then from there, I come from there. I had the van, went out calling, used to buy and sell industrial equipment, floor mats, blue paper roll, toilet paper. But
people needed.
What I could offer, what's going to be used again, which I could maybe get a little bit of repeat custom, you know. I only had cash and carries and warehouses.
And was your dad supportive of all of this? What's going on? I hope you're all enjoying the episode so far. Make sure you all scroll down, hit subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. At 10,000 subscribers, there's going to be an amazing episode that's already planned in the pipeline. So hit subscribe.
100%.
Always said go out and do
200%.
And he'd never give you like money, wouldn't just throw you a bit of money.
Not money.
Never.
No.
Seriously.
Contacts, yes.
He'd line you up with everyone.
I know where you can buy this cheaper. I know where to go. I might have a customer for you. Go here and see this person.
But if you said, Dad, I want to buy a new pair of Louis Vuitton trainers, no chance.
Christmas time, my mum and dad look after me.
Apart from Christmas?
You know? No.
Seriously?
No.
But that's... Look, when you're young, you're probably thinking to yourself, for fuck's sake, my dad's got all this money. Why ain't he giving me this? Why ain't he giving me that? But then as you grow older, I think you learn to respect that because you're not an arrogant guy. From me meeting you, I think you're very humble, down to earth, and you're a genuinely sweet geezer. You're not... You could be an arrogant fuck and walk around and be rude to people and say I'm the top dog, what kind of thing. But you're not, and I think that is due to your upbringing only. If your dad was literally just throwing money at you, saying, "Son, go buy the best car. Son, do this. Go enjoy yourself," you'd feel a bit different about yourself. But no, I respect the attitude you have.
It's listen, I'm like I say, I'm thankful for everything, and you know, my dad's advice is worth more than any money he could ever give me.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking off a real life experience, but like I try and explain to him, sometimes times have changed from when he was younger.
Me and my dad
a lot, you know. Like, it might be my excuse, he might be right 100% of the time, and I might be wrong. But you know, times have changed, and we talk a lot about business. Listen, we clash. You know, listen, he's got his ways and I've got my ways, but the thing is, it's a very good thing, and I'll tell you why. Because to clash, we're obviously trying. Yeah. You know, trying to do better in different areas. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
like, his way ain't always the right way. My way's not always the right way. So, you know, to clash and have a debate, you could come out with the right answer, because there's my way of doing it, his way of doing it, and then probably the right way of doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so from there I come. From there I used to do travellers parties, and this is where the club come into it, right? I used to do travellers parties. Which again was a very, very good job. I still think it would be, but I'm past that now. Like my age, like, you know, my age group can more or less get into nightclubs, etc. You know.
How old are you now?
25.
Okay.
But so what I done was, travellers are not welcomed anywhere. No. Realistically,
they're not. Truthfully, like, I remember we first opened here and we done a travellers wake. It was a big travelling community. They had their wake here. A member of their family passed away, and the geezer, so respectful, literally said thank you to us over 100 times ago, because no one would take us. No. He was like, genuinely, and when I mean, they were so respectful. Like, they're better than anyone we've had in here. Genuinely, there's 150 people in here, respectful to a T. And he was literally just saying, thank you. No one would take us. He was going, we were trying to pay extra. We were trying to pay double. We didn't care about the money, but no one would take us. Because, I don't know why, but the media's given travellers such a bad name. I think everyone's the same in my eyes. I couldn't care where you're from, who you are, what colour you are, what race you are. To me, you're a human. You've got 2 arms, you've got 2 legs. Nice to meet you. If you then give me if you're rude to me, then I can make my judgment. But up until then, I don't care where you're from. Makes no difference to me. But people don't think like that anymore. The media's pushed so much bad negativity on travellers. I think it's disgusting in my eyes, but who am I to judge?
But before that, it was they've never been liked. They've always been disliked. You know, they've always been the black sheep of any community. You know, wherever they go, like, you know, it's always that. You know, as 100%. Like, as kids, like, people in my school, I was told, like, you know, don't hang around him for no reason whatsoever, you know. And so I used to do travellers parties when I was 14, right? For my age group, it was mad, because there was a couple of other people that used to do them, but not really so much in London. But finding the venues was very difficult.
But you was doing it for 14-year-olds? Or older?
The 14-year-olds obviously couldn't drink.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but we could all go into one venue. But
yeah.
Obviously the bar staff would have to ID them. Now that's down to them.
Yeah.
That they was given instructions, and far as I'm aware, they followed the instructions. You know, but still, like, from 14 to 18 in travellers' terms, you know, there'd be 50 18-year-olds, 50 14-year-olds, probably 10 12-year-olds that have got themselves there. Do you know what I mean? There's like, they all go together. You understand where I'm coming from? Like,
the age, team.
Exactly. But they're not welcomed everywhere. So I used to do. I done them from when I was 14 to 16. And the club that I was doing them in, the fella said, like, I want to sell the club. Okay. And I come back. Obviously, I sat my dad down. You know, I don't think that's the best idea. This, that, the other, blah, 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 blah. This, that, the other. I said, Dad, I can make it work. Now, I'll be totally honest. I wanted to make it a normal club. I was only having travellers parties, which was working for me. Yeah. Okay. But the idea of me owning a club
was a dream.
Exceeded me.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was going to be the next superstar. You know, 16. It went to my head. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And you know, I opened the doors as a normal club, not travellers parties. You know, I think I might have even done 21 plus because I didn't want any aggravation. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. But, you know, it's what other clubs was doing, and I thought I'd copy.
Yeah.
And so I took after doing those travellers parties, like I say, the fella said that I want to sell the club, etc., etc. So I said to him, okay, let me go back and speak to my dad. Do you know what I'm saying? I went back, spoke to my dad. My dad was like, no. When I explained my case of what I was going to do, which wasn't what I done, what I had, right?
You just knew what your dad would agree to.
Exactly. I know him very well, you know. Then he warmed round to the idea and said, yeah, go on, no problem, we'll give it a go, right? So, exchanged fees, took it over. As a matter of fact, the fella that I bought it with, I bought 50%, which is what we come to
agreement.
I was to call the shots, you know. It was my because
you was 50% owner. He was like a secret partner, silent partner.
The club was failing. It did. It's flats now.
Oh shit! Okay.
It's flats. It's in Hoddesdon, right? And so after I spoke to my dad, I opened the doors. I was literally stood in there by myself for the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Just dead, empty.
Literally, I thought I was going to open the door and people was going to come flooding in. It wasn't like that. It was I was hemorrhaging money hand over fist. I couldn't believe it. Like my dreams had been shattered. And it actually had a big impact on me because I thought, like, what am I doing wrong? Yeah.
Is it me? Do people not want to come here? What have I done wrong here?
Right. And, you know, I tried everything. I put Dappy in there. I put Fuse ODG in there.
So you had all the acts in there. You had all the big names come in.
I tried everything.
Weren't working? That night was busy, but then the following weeks...
Well, listen, it was busy. It looked busy.
But
from the naked eye, but was it covering the costs? No, it used to cost me, as far as I'm aware, and I don't quote me on it because it was a long time ago, but I'm quite sure it used to cost me £5,000 just to open the door.
A day?
Now, that's rent. But listen, what you've got to take into consideration with a nightclub is it's not Monday to Sunday.
Yeah, shit.
We get Friday and Saturday. And if we're lucky, New Year's Eve might fall on a Monday, then great. Do you know what I mean? But then you're dead for the rest of January.
That's true.
Now I only had it from November, my last party in there. No, it was September. It was.
Did you have a New Year's Eve party there?
No, I wasn't
probably
there.
About November.
But I tell you what, it was definitely finished in November because my last night in there,
Halloween,
which was Halloween, was a Halloween travellers party. I managed to get all my money back.
Yeah.
What I'd invested with a small amount of profit. So the whole venture overall
still was a win.
I won, but you know, it was a win all over because the education and the knowledge, what I built up knowledge what some men still don't have today. You know, a restaurant, you walk in there, let's say just a club. You walk in there, you sell drink, you think you open the doors and people come running in there. No. It don't work like that. There's there's reputation that has to go with it. You know, it's hard. You said to me, very true. You don't have a life.
Yeah, no,
you've got to dedicate your life to that.
You eat, sleep, and fucking repeat the same thing every day. If you're slacking, the business will fail.
100%.
And my dad's on my case too much about that. But they know, right? Listen, no matter what, we both got fathers who have done very extremely well, and the problem is they're always right. Even when we think we're right, we might be right for that few seconds, but in the long run, they're going to turn around and say, "I told you so. I told you," and it's happened to me so many times. I've just learned to shut up.
They're speaking off experience.
It's different. But it's hard when we're young and we're hungry and we're like, no. Times have changed. You're wrong. This is going to work. Sometimes my dad, yeah, go for it. Go on. And then a month later he goes, I told you it wouldn't work. But they know better. It's like when we're older, we're telling our sons are going to pipe up to us and say, no, Dad, you're wrong. But you know what it is. It is what it is.
200%. And the way I look at it and I explain it to me dad, sometimes you're okay, you're right, and he loves telling me that I was wrong. You know, if I go and then I make a mess up or something, he is on my case, unbelievable. But no, because he loves, I told you, didn't I? This, that, the other. But my answer to him is that I learned. You know, if I could go there and take that back, I wouldn't take the money back. That is education, life experience. They do not teach you that in schools. No. There is no college or university that teaches you real life experience, which, please believe me, we need.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You know,
you have to.
And as a traveller, I've got an ability to trade, which what I mean, watches, cars. You know, it's like that ability to trade. Like all the time, I've got a tongue in my mouth. I'll never go hungry. You know?
No, that's true. And at the minute, you're obviously involved in the watches, like you just said. How's that going? Because obviously we're in a hard time at the minute. Everything's collapsing. You still doing well in that?
No. This is how I've looked at it, right? We had an extremely mad. It was something I've never seen. I don't know about anybody else, but since I was doing watches, it's nothing that I've ever seen. We had an extremely good year. It was unbelievable. Now, if I take last year and then break it up over this year, I would still be doing all right. It was that good. But the market has crashed. The watches have fell out of bed. Unbelievable. I believe now's the time to buy.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that as well.
People are still running and going and giving 30 grand for a watch. Let's say a year ago, but won't go and give 15 grand for the same watch today. All the time it was climbing. You know, that's not okay. You might get lucky, but then you can also be extremely unlucky.
Yeah.
And the market
big
crash,
loss.
which they have. But we're heading into a recession, and you know, luxury items, watches, cars, they're the first thing to
drop, depreciate,
to fall out. But it's what you need. You know, that's what works.
It has to happen.
You know?
But the big boy watches, the Richard Milles, the Patek Philippe, they'll still hold their value.
They're holding their value as such, but the problem is they're just not selling.
Yeah, no one's got the.
You know,
the times we're in now is a hard time. No one's got that free extra cash anymore just to throw back a watch because they want to do it, because they're scared. Shit, if I go and put 150 grand into that watch, is it going to drop? That might be loads of all their life savings. Someone's been waiting to get that watch to then invest it. At the minute, no one wants to. They're scared. It's a hard time. You know it more than anyone. At the end of the day, you see the customers, you meet them. There's not many people anymore who want watches. But it will turn back around.
100%.
The people with the money in their pocket, they'll win.
Right, listen, the market's been the market for years before, but since I was a child before that, you know, and it's done very well. But I don't think that there's ever been like an appreciation on 90% of watches like there was in 2020.
Rolexes that were retailing at like $8 going for like 40 grand.
It was a madness. Yeah, Panda Daytona 10.5 or 11 grand was making 40. As a matter of fact, I've got one that owes me 40.
It's fucking
madness.
nuts. Look, Alfie, I want to discuss a little bit with you your relationship with your dad.
Yep.
What is that like? Do you get on with him? Are you good? Are you tight?
We're very close. We're a team. I've got no brothers, neither does he.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense, it's like
he's your best friend as much as he's your dad.
I wouldn't say best friends. I could kill him sometimes. You know, I'm saying like we don't have that. Listen, it's kind of falls that right where we're both so interested in business. That is a lot in common.
Yeah.
You know, and he loves business
just as much as you do.
More.
Yeah.
I've only got my love of business from him. Like I don't know who I'd be if he wasn't my dad.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a good relationship. It's a healthy relationship. Sometimes it drives me round the bend, always talking about money, this, invest there, do that.
Do you ever get time just to chill with your actual dad? I know he's your dad, of course, but you're sitting with the businessman all the time. Do you ever get time to sit at home and just watch a movie with your dad and just chill out without him going on about this business venture, or is he literally just business?
That's just not our thing.
He don't do it?
That's just not our thing. No, listen, we do, and it has happened, but it's not our thing. You know, we go abroad. We've had some lovely trips, me and my dad. We've gone to some lovely places. Gone to several of Tyson Fury's fights together. You know, just me and him. You know, but you know, still, when we're walking past,
that shop,
we're walking past the Wynn. Yeah. Oh, that's Steve Wynn's hotel. I wonder how much that cost to build. Oh, when we're walking past something, God, imagine if someone puts however much money on red and then the casino have got to pay out. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the sort of stuff we talk about. You know, I wonder how many rooms are in here. I wonder how much it takes a night. That's the conversation. And do you know what? When I was a kid, I walked around Vegas with my dad and we had the same conversation. It was mad to walk around the same place 10 years later. And actually, I looked up and said, I want to buy one of these hotels. And he said, yeah, you should. He said, I never had that when I was a kid. He said, I never see the bigger picture. You know, when I was a kid, and I'm learning, because as I'm getting older, like, now it seems that it's out of my grasp, which it's not, because nothing is. Yeah. Nothing at all. You want something, you put the time and the effort, you will get it. Education is irrelevant. You can learn on the job. Yeah. I believe. I think it's the best way to learn. Getting your fingers burnt is the best. Yeah. That lesson is
better than any sort of lesson you're going to learn out there. Nothing's better than that.
It's a physical lesson. And you feel it.
You have to learn. You know, when you go to school, you don't have to learn. There's no end goal. Whereas when you're in your business, if you don't learn, you ain't got food to buy, money to buy your food at the end of that week. So you have to make it work. But people don't care anymore. People don't see it like that. People think they want an easy 9 to 5, and if that's what you want, good on you.
The education system here, in my opinion, is the education system here, in my opinion, is wrong because they are setting you up to go for a 9-to-5 job. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Anybody that gets out the bed and goes to work, I take my hat off to, because there's a lot of people that don't. Lot of people that don't. Yeah. But the education system's all wrong because they are setting you up for that. They learn you to be able to sit behind a desk.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really, like when you come out of school, it's college that then you decide that,
I want to do something.
Exactly. In school, there's none of that. You know, you learn to read, write, maths, history, but you know, it's very, very basic stuff. Like as a kid, yeah, okay, in primary school, I get that. Yeah. But when you move on to a secondary school, I believe that there should be some form of business class. Now, I never had that. I went to Goffs, and I was only there for a year. But there was no business class, or if there was, it was so minimal that I can't even.
You probably already knew more than them.
Well, probably. You know, probably. But like I say, these listen, 9-to-5 jobs might pay the bills. And let me tell you something, I think in this day and age and how things are turning, please believe me, I think there's a lot of jobs that won't.
Yeah, no, it's true. And a lot of people they're a little bit not understanding of that as well, because times are going to get a lot worse. We're in this is early days. Within the next 3 years, times are going to be hard. Like people are going to be struggling, and the richer will get richer and the poorer will get poorer. That's just how the world goes round, I suppose. But having a dad who's pretty much done it in the bit. Listen, I bet if you ask your dad, is he ready to retire? He'll say no way, right?
Never. It's his life.
He would ever say.
I've got my granddad also called Alfie.
Yeah.
He had an hip operation.
Ouch.
Hip replacement, right? Three or 4 weeks ago. He was back working last week, and his job is hard labour. He's a labourer. He's done it his whole life. When I say a labourer, you know, he can do anything. Yeah. He can do anything. You know, you give him enough time, bro, he will strip this restaurant and do it back up, no problem. You know, might get a few helping hands, but you know, he's 75. He's getting on. You know, he's no spring chicken.
What, 3 weeks after his hip operation,
3 weeks
he was
after
back
his
on the
hip
job?
operation, he was back on the job. Well, not back on the job, just went back to work.
Fuck me.
Was mad. Somebody I inspire to massively. That work ethic is just, you know. It's a madness. Now, see me, I work for the finer things in life. That's what I look for. That's what I want. And that can be combined with business. Yeah. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, hold on, your restaurant, for example, you could still live an extremely good lifestyle here, coming here of a night time, seeing everybody that comes here, or just a Friday and a Saturday. It's a good lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And at the same time, you're earning money.
Yeah, it's the main thing. But you have to combine them too.
Of course.
Combine them together,
but
like you said.
This is what I look for in a business, because something you enjoy is it's not a job, is it?
Yeah, nice. Look, when you asked me...
It's a lifestyle.
You said to me, why do you do podcasts? I love it. Like, people turn around and they're like to me, like, what are you sitting there talking to people for? All right, we might talk today. From this conversation, I'm going to learn something. Whether it's something so stupid or something irrelevant to my life, I'm going to learn something. And I've now got you as a contact in my phone book. God forbid I want to buy a watch a week down the line. No one else has got it, and you've got it. I pick up my phone, I call you because I've met you here. And network, boom, I've now got you as a contact. Network is your net worth, 100%. That's how I see things. And it's the more people you know, the more people you talk to. We're going to have an hour chat here. And now I can phone you at any time and say, yo, bro, I need this watch. Or, yo, bro, can you help me with this? Or I need tickets for this. You're going to be able to sort it out for me. And it's just, that's why I do it. Networking, meeting loads of people. From you, I might get in touch with your dad, for example. Now I've got him as a contact. And eventually they say you're always 2 phone calls away from a millionaire. And when you think about it, you know someone. You might know a millionaire directly, but you know someone who knows a millionaire. So when people say it's hard to make money, it's not hard. You've just got to know that circle. And that's something I learned the other day. And I was like, right. One of the guys I interviewed said, you're always 2 phone calls from a millionaire. And I thought, fuck me, man, that's true. When you think of it like that, it's true. But that's it, I suppose. That's my part of that. But we're not here to interview me, we're here to interview you. You and your dad, you get on about business. Obviously, you've had hard times.
In what sense?
In business, you've fallen out. You must fall out with your dad sometimes, no?
It's more of a heated debate than a fallout.
Does it ever last longer than an hour or 2?
It could last a couple of days.
Oh, serious?
You know, definitely. We could, like, if he thinks so strongly on something, and I think so strongly on something. Is he proper strict
regarding, like, business? If you wanted to go and just have a 1 week out or week off with the boys, clubbing every night, would he approve of it? Or is that not his vibe?
See me, I'm a very good talker. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I can talk very good, and my exception would be I'm out networking. It's not clubbing to me. Yeah. I'm networking, I'm meeting new people. So depending how I worded it, then he might be all right, he might not. But realistically, that's not justified, is it, to go out for a week and you know, it's not.
What about trouble? Do you ever find yourself in trouble in the sense as, of course, you have a very, very, very big name in the. You come from a wealthy family. People know you. When you go out, you've got an expensive watch on your wrist right now. The watch crime is through the roof. Do you have security with you?
Never.
Never had security?
Never in my life. Waste of money.
Because I see the cars you've got, yeah? I've scrolled through. Anyone would scroll through your Instagram and think, fuck me, this geezer's living life. When you go out with the boys, you don't have no one there just in case?
Never, ever. Listen, I'm a humble person. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That just because you're a humble person, don't stop you getting robbed. Do you understand where I'm coming from? But I am from the street.
Yeah.
Like I haven't gone to no private school.
Light tried to attack you earlier.
Know, exactly. I'm from the street. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. So I'm connected all over, not just in certain areas. And when I mean areas, I mean areas of life.
Yeah.
Not and areas in like geography terms. You know. Yeah. So it's not saying that it would never happen, because it can happen to anybody. Please believe me, it can happen to absolutely everybody. But the thing is, it's my job. I buy and sell watches. The best place for it to be is on my wrist. And do I get bothered? No, I don't, because like I say, I've boxed for a very long time. I boxed since I was younger. I know how to hold my hands up. Now again, that is nothing if somebody pulls a weapon out at you or something like that. But still, it you know, I do not live my life thinking the worst that could possibly happen. Now I do. The way I look at things is, you know, if you expect the worst, anything better is a bonus. Yeah. You know? But you can't live your life like that.
So you genuinely never had security?
Never had security in my whole life, ever, not once. At the club, when I was paying them to be there, only because they had to be.
I was paying them to
be
there.
You know, if they didn't need them, I promise you, I'd have been cutting corners all shapes. Do you know what I mean?
That's bad. I bet, because when I was driving up here, I thought to myself, surely he's got someone with him.
No, never.
Like, that's mad. That's because, obviously, you know your circle, you know the people you're with. You're not going to go out with idiots as well. Your boys have got your back. Anyone you're with's got your back as well. They're not security, but they're there. Your boys. It's your boys. If I'm going out and I have a problem at a club, I know my boys have got my back as well, and you're probably the same with it as well. You keep yourself around people who you know who.
300%. I don't go about with people that I don't like or that I think something bad could come of. You know, I do not. You know, to be honest with you, most people I go around with are beneficial to me, as I am to them. Yeah, 100%. And I think it should be like that.
Yeah, you both got to help each other grow.
You know, I've got people that I've grown up with. Like, you know, exactly. I'm always there to help. But please believe me, you just remember, I'll be on the phone when I need a favour. You know,
that's how it is, though.
I'll always help. It's nothing but I've never had security. Never needed it. I don't want it. You know, it's a waste of money for me. It is.
Alfie, talk to us. You reverted to Islam. How did that come about? You're from a gypsy travelling background. It's unheard of. I don't know if you're the first one to do it, but it must be unheard of in your community, no?
As far as I'm aware, I believe I am the first gypsy, or first traveller to do it, and it is unheard of. But again, times are changing.
And what made you? Did someone speak to you about it? Was there a situation in your life that you thought?
Yeah. I tell you what happened. I walked into a mosque.
Yeah,
with
randomly.
No. I was out with a couple of the boys.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you exactly what happened. We was out with me and 3 of my friends.
Yeah.
Was out in my dad's helicopter for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said, right, I'll tell you what we do. I said to them, they was on my case, you take this one, you'll take that one, you'll never take me. I said, okay, I'll sort it. We'll go out for the day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Takes him out on the helicopter, we lands. He goes, right, I'm running late.
Where did you land to? Where was you?
Do you know what? I'm sure it was in Kent, in
in the UK though?
Yeah. We went up to Cornwall and come back. Nice flyer. He said, I'm running late. I need to. My mum's taking her shahada tonight. I need to go and take her there to do it. Yeah. I said, all right, no problem. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Come, let's go. So, we're on our way to the mosque I'm talking about. And I've spoke about it, and I've been very intrigued
Okay.
and interested way before, but I've never really done much research.
Yeah.
So I go into the mosque with my mate, his mum, and a couple of others, like a couple of my friends that was there. We all walked in there together. Genuinely, this is the truth. I felt something in that mosque that I've never felt anywhere, and my mind started. I'm an overthinker anyway. So when I walk into somewhere, I'm thinking like
Everything.
Like if I start thinking about something, I start thinking about it. I start pulling it to pieces.
Yeah.
So when I walked in there, I started thinking like, wow, that this is what could be missing. I mean, every hair on my body stood up. You know,
Seriously?
literally stood up.
You know what? It's like I understand that as well. There's many people you can speak to, non-religious people, and they'll be like, "What's this guy talking about?" But when you speak to someone who's also religious, it makes a difference.
Listen, I've never had a feeling or a sensation in my whole... And I've been to a lot of religious places. I've been to church on numerous occasions. As a matter of fact, I doubt I've ever stepped into a mosque up until that day. Ever. And in any case, like, I thought, wow. And after that happened, I thought, right, this may be what I'm missing. I was never lost. I was never depressed. Never had the guidance that he gives you is great. And listen, it's life guidance, you know, what's been around. It's the only religion that hasn't been tampered with, or the Quran hasn't been tampered with from when it was written to today.
Yeah.
And there's things in that book. I'll come back to that. So after that happened, I started thinking like, this is what I could be missing. Because let me tell you something. Let's just think you've got 100% to give. Yeah. Right? Let's say you're out on a run. Yeah. You've got 100% to give. You do 10 miles. You got 100%. Your 100%'s burnt out. Yeah. And then you just think, at that 100%, I've got God on my side, which gives you another 10%. Which I believe that. And I thought, wow, this is what I'm thinking in the mosque. You know, I'm thinking, wow, like this could be what I'm missing.
You've gone into that much depth while you're sitting there in the mosque?
While I'm sitting there within a matter of 20 minutes. So I went and I said to the Imam that was there, Imam Shakil, couldn't thank him enough up to this day. What a gentleman, what a man. Mm-hmm. I said to him, like, have you got a Quran? And I've never read a book in my life, ever. Biff and Chip, you know, the labelled ones when you're in primary school, literally, great big picture that big, and then words there. Do you know what I'm saying? He give me a Quran. I read it the first time. Again, I'm more or less illiterate. I couldn't read. I learned to read and write when I come out of school via Facebook and social media. Genuinely couldn't read at all. To be honest with you, my reading's not up to scratch now. Like, I couldn't read a book. If you give me a book and said, "Here, read that and tell me what happens," and I can read the pages and I can read the words. Time on the next page, I forgot what happened in the first page. You know what I'm saying? So I read it, understood it, and what parts I didn't understood, I read and read and read and read. Yeah. Yeah. And I just felt so compatible with the whole book. I thought, wow. I thought, this is great. Like, I could live by that code. I can live by them morals. It's brilliant. That is going to help me. Now the conversation would go on forever about which would help where, this and that and the other. But just for example, no alcohol. Yeah. Like, you know, again, not that I ever need an excuse, but when somebody says to you, "Here, have a drink," most of us foul to peer pressure. When you drop on, "No, I don't drink because of my religious beliefs," They stop. Which is a help. You can't say that it's not a help. And like I've said previously, I can't see as there being any wrong, only benefit for something to help you in this life and the next. You know, and I want to go to heaven.
And do you pray?
What?
Do you pray?
Of course.
Yeah.
But would I say I pray 5 times a day? I pray whenever I get a chance. And to be honest with you, I'm not up to scratch with it now. And you know, if I could pray by myself, I believe I'd pray a lot more. Because I can't, it's difficult to remember. I don't speak Arabic, and a lot of people that I've spoke to about it, I changed my religion, not my culture. Yeah. Now, you know, the inshallah, alhamdulillah, the simple words that come with it, what, you know, Western Muslims speak, obviously I'm going to pick up, but the prayers from start to finish are difficult for me because I don't understand. I can't speak the language, but as time goes on, I will, and I'm trying. But yes, I do pray as much as I possibly can. I go to the mosque every Friday.
Oh, you do? You don't miss Jummah?
No way. No way.
That's good then. That is, look, they say when I speak to people, I'm not sure, do you know Ty Mitchell?
I do.
So when I spoke to him on the first thing, he said to me, look, when you first take your Shahada and change, it's not about doing it all at once. He goes, because if you try and do everything at once, you're going to say, you know what, fuck, this is too hard. I'm not doing this. See you later.
Yeah.
He goes, it's about putting it in your life and making it fit around your current lifestyle. And eventually you'll have a stronger belief in it, and you'll start to say, okay, I'm praying twice a day. I need to pray 3 times. And then eventually I want to pray 4 times. And then I want to pray 5 times. Then you'll be complete. He goes, but a lot of people, when they first revert, it's, I need to do it all. I can't drink, can't do this, can't do that. Got to eat halal, got to pray 5 times. And then they just get too, it's overwhelmed. They're like, you know, this is too hard. I can't do it. But it's about taking it step by step. And that's what you're doing. And eventually, hopefully, you get there.
Inshallah, 100%.
That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. But we missed one thing apart from religion. You turned around and said we was all flying around in my dad's helicopter.
Yeah.
You say that so casually. Your dad's got a helicopter.
Yeah. He does.
What, just-
got beautiful. One of the best. Genuinely, I'm not just saying it because it's his. Probably one of the best machines I've ever seen in my life.
Seriously?
I've seen a lot of helicopters.
And what, you just, whenever you want, you can just jump in his helicopter?
Nah.
Birds must love you, mate.
I need his
permission for that
approval
one.
and permission. You know, I can't just go and get it straight out. But he's fairly flexible. Makes me pay for all the fuel and the pilot's
seriously?
wages
Does
for
he?
the day. Yeah, he does. Yeah.
And what's it cost to go, when you took out the boys that day, what's the costing on that?
Probably cost me about $2,000 with landing fees, fuels, and the pilot.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
But we went there and come straight back. You know, there's no time you're starting burning fuel in the air. And now fuel price, oh my God, it's a joke. There's not a worse a time to have possibly. Of course, the price has doubled just because.
Yeah. So that trip that cost you $2,000 now it's costing you $4,000.
Nah. It cost me $2,000 now. Do you know what I mean? Might have cost $1,500, $1,200 back in the day.
That was now, yeah.
Oh,
fuck me. That's expensive then, man. But no, I saw your dad's helicopter. So is it still wrapped?
Nah, he's got a new one since.
Oh, that's not that helicopter. That's the old helicopter.
He's got an Aston Martin one, brother. It's beautiful.
What,
Like Aston Martin interior. It's an Airbus.
Seriously?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
What did he pay for that?
3 or 4 million quid. I don't know.
Fair enough. And
Might have even been more. Do you know what I mean? You could watch this podcast and probably punch me square in the mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I've sold his helicopter short. No, but
he's probably thinking, you prick, I paid fucking 8 mil for that. What do you mean?
I know it was there or thereabouts, you know.
And growing up, what was it like growing up with, I'm not sure your dad, has he always been wealthy? While you was a kid, when you was in school?
You see, listen, my dad doesn't eat. Now times have changed, but I mean recently times have changed. We never ever used to live wealthy.
Oh, seriously?
Genuinely.
Does he not like spending money on himself?
Not really at all.
Serious? So
No.
he'll never just go out and say, fuck it, I'm going to spend.
Yeah, of course he will. And it has happened.
Yeah,
but it's not his
in
done
him.
thing. Well, you could do that every day.
Yeah.
He could wake up in the morning and say, right, I'm going to Harrods, get myself a suit, then go to work, then come back, drop that in the dry cleaners, do the same thing the next day.
Yeah, he could. They won't even pinch his pocket.
That's exactly. It wouldn't even realise that it was gone. But no, it's not. That's not his thing. His thing is trying to get and see how far he can possibly take. Listen, the world needs people like that. You know.
And is he still? Do you? As you're his son, of course, you're by his side all the time. Have you seen his hunger change?
I'm not. But you say I'm by his side all the time. I'm very, very, very mostly off doing my own thing, and have been since I've been 12. It's just the family home that I see him in. But now I've moved out.
So he's more like a mentor, if we put it like that. He
of course,
will
but
guide you.
ain't that's what dads are for.
Yeah,
Is
no,
listen
of course.
and
Is he still the boss? Because my dad, no matter what, he always turns around to me and goes to me, "Don't fucking ever forget I'm the boss, yeah." And I've even said, even the podcast, yeah, this is my thing, yeah. If my dad walks in now and goes, "I don't like the way that light is looking," I got to change it.
yeah.
No matter what, even if, like, in my eyes, that's how my dad is. He turns out, I gave fucking birth to you. I'm like, no, you did. My mum did. No, I gave birth to you. If I tell you I want it like that, that's how it is. Is that how he is?
Do you know what? And I'm not just taking all the credit for it, yeah. Listen,
Your dad is going to watch this and he's going to say, "Shut your mouth, son."
I'm not going to take all the credit, but I think it. You know, we've been brought up to be like that.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? Regardless of what my dad says, whether it's right or wrong, I have to listen.
Yeah.
And I have to abide by his rules, and I do, because the respect I've got for my dad, regardless
Yeah,
to
he's
whether
your
it's
dad.
right or wrong, he's my dad at the end of the day. Do you understand where I'm coming from? He did it. Him, my mum brought me into this world. I will owe him for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know? So, in reality, yes, you could say he is the boss, but...
You're the boss of your shit.
You know what I'm saying? I tried to stay away from him so that I'm the boss. Do you know what I mean?
But it must be hard having such a big... Because in your previous podcast, you said you want to outdo him.
Yeah, 100%.
That's your goal in life.
200%.
And
I'm going to. It's not a matter of I want to.
And because he has, of course, done so well.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, there's being a millionaire, then there's being a billionaire. And is there some days where you're like, fuck, man, this is hard. Like, I'm not where I want to be. Because there's sometimes like me, when I was 21, I always said to myself, by the time I was 21, I wanted to be a millionaire. That was the goal in my head. And I thought, fuck, man, I'm not there yet. Like, what's going on now? Like, have I failed? Am I not doing well enough? Because my dad was so successful at such a young age. I always said I wanted to do it younger than him. Like, if he was a millionaire at 23, I wanted to be a millionaire at 21. If he had a restaurant at 30, I wanted to have a restaurant at 28. I always wanted to outdo my dad. And I never can. I can't. And is that a struggle for you where it's such a hard thing to complete sometimes?
No, because I'm in front of him now. If you want to go into age group, when
really?
he was my age, I am further forward than he was at my age.
That's great then.
You know, but again,
You've had the contacts
I've
there
had
to
the
help boost
contacts
you.
and a 50-year life experience saying what's right and what's wrong, go here, do that. Like I said, I've never had no funding. But to be in reality, I haven't needed it. My name is worth money. You understand where I'm coming from? If I say that I stand on something and I buy it, you can put that down to me.
That's because people know.
Well, I come with substance. Yeah. You understand where I'm coming from? Like that, I deal with a lot of people. A lot of people know me. Listen, Mikey, if I was to ring you, you had a friend, and I said he's got a watch that he wants to sell, and I said to you, Mikey, tell him to drop it off. I'm not there at the moment. Would you say, yeah, no problem? The kid's 100%.
No problem at all, mate. Drop it off.
Exactly. Can you see where I'm
that's
coming from?
That's because your name holds weight.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Your name.
Exactly.
Everyone says as well. Your name. That's it. Whatever some people have built their name up to be worth money. Other people, you think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
Yeah.
Don't drop the watch off till he's got the money in front of you.
Listen, 100%. And let me tell you something. There's people I've got in my phone book that if you rung and said the same thing, I would say, do you know what, brother? I'm not standing.
Wait till he's
that's
got the
up
money.
to you. Do you know what I mean? That's down to you. That one.
No,
you know what I mean?
Man,
or my answer would be, personally, I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Wait till you got the money in front of you, and then drop the watch off.
Then do an exchange. But yeah, it's I believe I will, and it's very, 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 very hard. It's very hard. I'll tell you what's more hard. People expect that everything just gets given to me. It's what comes with it, you know. People say, "Oh, who cares? This, that, blah, 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 blah." It does. It has an effect on you because when you're working and breaking your back and you're not getting no credit for it, a little bit of credit and a pat on the back's nice every now and again. It's no good saying it ain't. It does give you a little bit of enthusiasm, you know. And I'll not lose that. I'd actually say it's more jealous and small-minded people 100%. That look at it. And the reason I say that is because it's too big for their brain to work out that I actually have gone and done it. Now, I can sit everything I've ever done, every story I've ever told, I can sit word for word, photos, any evidence you want. I can bring in witnesses if it wanted to go in that. But again, like I say, it's not that it bothers me, but like I say, I deserve the pat on the back sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it is. And sometimes that little pat on the back is worth more than a lot of things.
100%.
Just turn around and say, you know what? Well done, man. Fuck me, you done
100%. And really, I don't get that off my dad either.
No, same. No way.
Never have I got
even if I do something really well, he goes, yeah, well, what'd you expect?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck me, man. Like, am I ever going to make this guy proud? Like, some days where I'll do... In my head, I've worked the whole fucking day, sweated my ass out, doing everything possible. And he walk in, he won't even say, like, well done. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, have you not seen what I've done? Like, I've done everything you needed me to do. You've given me a list the size of fucking England. I've done it all. You're not going to... And to him, that is your job. Don't matter. You're my son. You do it. And that's it. And sometimes I say, you know what? Just say thank you. Like, just a little bit of, or I'm proud of you, son, makes a massive difference. But I don't think our dads are very old-fashioned in that sense. In their eyes, it is what it is. That's your work. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But they're very old-fashioned. I think their mentality is very different to ours. Very different. But they're smashing it either way, no?
200%. 200%. I wouldn't change him for the world. I'll take the headache.
But look, last thing we'll finish on is you're currently 25, yeah?
25.
You got 5 years till you're 30. What is your 5-year plan?
Do you know what? To be in reality, this is something I wouldn't say I've got. I haven't got a plan in place. That this is how I go about. I try and earn as much money as I can, invest it into property, and then see where it takes me. This is all I know in reality. Like the That's all I know. That's all I've seen.
And right
and,
now,
and it works. It's a formula that clearly works.
what is your main source of income right now?
Watches.
Yeah.
I buy and sell tickets for events.
Yeah.
Which I've done for a very long time, and I've got 2 mobile home parks, and I've also got 2 properties in London that I Airbnb, that I use myself when I'm in London, because obviously I'm close to Hatton Garden, which works perfect because from Monday to Friday usually it's not rented out, and then from weekend it's rented out, and then I can go home and spend a little bit of time at home with my mum, my sister, and my dad. Just catch up on the week.
No 5-year plan. It's just day by day. Take it as it comes and put it all
I've got more of a lifetime plan. It's just to outdo my dad. That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it. Done. That's it. I just want to outdo, and that's it. So then my son, because the thing is, I am equally going to be as hard on my son, because my dad has been very hard on me.
Yeah.
Genuine. It's not. He'd tell you that he's been very hard on me. Listen, that I'm proud of you, son, would be like me holding the unified heavyweight world champion. That's how much it would mean to me. That's how it's never ever said.
But if he did say that, you wouldn't know what to say. You'd freeze. You'd think, "Whoa, what's happened to my dad?"
I don't. Yeah, I'd ring the doctor. I'd say, "Is he all right, Mum?
Something's up with my dad. Check on him." Nah, genuinely, listen, it was amazing having you on, man. Genuinely, I've tried to get you on it for weeks now. You're hard to pin down.
I'm here now, though, brother.
Yeah, you're here now. That's the main thing. Genuinely, amazing having you on, man. Is there anything else you want to say on the show?
No, brother, thank you for having me. I'm pleased to be here. Listen, it's took some time, but listen, they say all good things come to those who wait.
That's true. But listen, genuinely, thank you for coming on. That's pretty much it, guys. All of Alfie's socials will be in the bottom. Alfie, make sure you send me over some pictures of this helicopter, because I need to see it. I need to see this helicopter. Guys, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and thank you for watching.